Hello, my name is Greg Payne. I'm performing this recording for my cybersecurity class for Professor Grant of fall 2021. The information disclosed here is for educational purposes only, and I'm not liable for any damages that could be caused by using these demonstrations. Again, the class is Cyber 332. My topic is bug bounty hunting. It's detecting exploits to perfect code. Bug bounty hunting is a pretty new industry in the IT world. It was only introduced in 1995 by a company called Netscape, who is working to improve their browser to patch security leaks that might be hacked by invasive code writers. Netscape wanted to save some money on full-time hires and introduce contractual-based work and used the phrase bounty hunting. In 1995, the first bounty was collected to repair Netscape's browser, and since then, bug bounty hunting has rocketed up in popularity. In 2013, there was a major spike as HackerOne was introduced. It basically brought an online official forum to the bug bounty world where individual white hackers could put work to improve scripting that companies posted by looking for vulnerabilities, patching code, and making proofs of concepts or reports that demonstrate a type of vulnerability that exists. Bug bounty hunting can be lucrative for the security researcher. White hat hackers are also called security researchers, and bug bounties can range in income for the researcher who finds a bug successfully from anywhere from a couple $100 to hundreds of thousands of dollars. Bug bounty hunting in a nutshell. The first step for a company who wants to introduce bug bounty hunting into their program is to scope viable attack services that attackers might use to invade and steal sensitive data or otherwise compromise their systems. Once the employer identifies attack vectors that might be attacked, it's usually going to be the newest part of a website that's rolled out or the most untested part of a website that's rolled out. They will publish a request to find a bug or glitch or security exploit in their code. The company then avails their source code to one of the most popular forums and starts receiving proofs of concept or official reports written by security researchers to speak about, prove, and demonstrate how a exploit can be exposed or attacked. Once a company is able to identify that the report is valid, they'll patch the code. Generally, they'll take the risky site off of the web by triaging it and then rewarding the bounty hunter in accordance to how much risk they were able to mitigate by patching that glitch or code. In 2013, the first VRP programs or vulnerability reward programs were introduced as HackerOne decided to make a online community of white hat hackers to make their offers to repair glitches, locate glitches, and make the internet more secure from hackers. Between 2013 and February 2020, HackerOne dished out $82 million to independent researchers who were able to successfully identify and report issues with their scripts. OWASP is the most well-known non-for-profit organization involved in security across the internet. I mention OWASP here because OWASP is responsible for upkeeping a list of top 10 vulnerabilities for hackers to exploit across networks, across the internet. Listed to the left-hand side here, I've included the top 10 for 2021. A big difference between 2021 and previous years is that injection, which is also known as SQL injection, moved to the third position where SQL injection has been the most common. It's taken up that top slot for the last couple of years. In 2021, both broken access control and cryptographic failures have taken over the top spots. OWASP, by the way, stands for Open Web Application Security Project. They do a lot of education, they do a lot of public outreach. They're generally concerned, experienced IT professionals who wish to cut down on hacking and incidents that cost organizations money unnecessarily. The first at the top of the OWASP list is broken access control. Broken access control just means that a user gains access that they're not supposed to have. Usually admin privileges are the targets of malignant hackers. Admin rights can be stolen or escalated from normal user privileges, or sometimes user accounts simply have admin privileges, like updating data, taking data, or otherwise reading secure data. Broken access controls can produce serious consequences for organizations that have vulnerabilities, including DOS attacks, which is denial of service attacks, malignant script injections like SQL or other languages, of course, and ransomware scenarios can follow the exploit of a broken access control vulnerability. OWASP second on their list for 2021 is a cryptographic failure. Cryptographic failures have everything to do with erroneously encrypting data or simply sending data across networks in plain text, which is a serious failure on the part of the security team, but they happen all the time. Malignant actors commonly sniff packets for the purpose of designing code to infiltrate and steal data or cause harm or set up a ransomware attack. Cryptographic failures happen when the company provides an algorithm that is too weak and the encrypted code is easily broken into. In previous years, cryptographic failure was also called sensitive data exposure, which is pretty self-explanatory for how cryptographic failures work. Some of the major causes, like I mentioned, are old or weak cryptographic algorithms, previously used keys, or default keys, or compromised keys that have been stolen from some other exploitation method, or plain text. Plain text is the easiest to avoid, but plain text can sometimes be sent with sensitive information like passwords or account data. As I mentioned before, injection or SQL injection is pretty popular in the vulnerability and exploit lingo across security. In SQL injection, invaders look for anywhere that they can enter SQL code and simply inject it as disguised as user IDs or passwords. SQL injection makes calls to databases that are stored on a website, and they can try to steal account data, passwords, or anything. I have included a SQL injection down at the bottom. This attack language will be used to list all the attributes that are connected to account ID numbers. And can you imagine the harm that can be done if they swap out where it says ID for account password, financial data, or any credit card information? SQL injections are usually left open when insecure APIs are employed by a company. To be a successful bug bounty hunter, you must learn to analyze source code, identify weak domains, identify weaknesses in not only the HTML, but also the language of the website itself, either in JavaScript, C++, or any other code written to display data on a website. Over the years, bug bounty hunters have become very sophisticated. There are entire suites of specialized scripts designed to analyze and list in a very small scope from a large collection of data vulnerabilities. So when a white hat hacker tries to scan data, they usually already have it pre-screened for them, and they're evaluating very small portions. When you imagine analyzing online script, it could be thousands and thousands of lines of code or hundreds of thousands of lines of code. A sophisticated bug bounty hunter will use his technology to refine his scope to within a couple hundred lines of code or less. As a final send-off and disclaimer, I want to mention that bug bounty hunting can be very lucrative. Bug bounties can go up to $200,000, for example. Windows operating system bug bounties have been given by Microsoft for $200,000 to prevent a kernel issue. Bug bounty hunting is not to be a get-rich-quick scheme. It can be used to supplement your income or replace it altogether. But at first, it takes a lot of research to get your understanding of how to extract meaningful data about vulnerabilities. If you're interested in becoming a bug bounty hunter, most experts recommend selecting a single vulnerability to explore and searching through all the forums and blogs about that specific type of vulnerability and looking for it in bug bounty hunting sites or vulnerability reporting programs. VRP, as I mentioned in a couple of my slides, is vulnerability reward programs. It's a blanket name for online communities such as SynAC, HackerOne, or BugCrowd. Internet security can feel like the Wild West. I say that because there are so many hackers, so many malignant code types, so many perimeters to defend and to attack, and so many ways to stay anonymous. If you enter the world of bug bounty hunting, you may be caught off guard by someone more experienced, more sophisticated, or using simply a stronger computer than you have. So thanks for listening. I'll include my references at the last slide. I want to highlight especially Carlos Lozano's book. He's an expert in bug bounty hunting. I have the book right here. He describes all the fundamentals of getting started exploring mountains of code, looking for vulnerabilities, potentially writing great reports, and getting your exploits public to secure people's websites. So thanks for checking in. Again, my name is Greg, making my report for Cyber 332, Professor Jennifer Grant for fall 2021. Thanks so much for stopping by. Bye.